Hello again, friends. So I had an instance where I was playing my new $10 hyper budget rush deck, and this deck has a heavy focus on the toxicity of restanding Vanguards. During my surprisingly successful playtesting, something absolutely hilarious happened. I opened the game with 3 Cat Butlers. For those of you unfamiliar with the card, Cat Butler is a non-Forerunner Grade 0 unit that allows you to retire it to stand any Grade 2 or less Nova Grappler Vanguard after its attack fails to hit. For restanding a Vanguard, this cost is incredibly, brokenly cheap, but since you can't use it on a Grade 3 unit, it has largely been overlooked. Now, Nova Grapplers have access to some powerful Grade 2 Vanguards like Brutal Jack, who can swing for 23,000 with a 7k boost, or Cat Butler, who swings for 14k if you have a full field and if he's swinging last. Between these units, which can easily hit Grade 3 Vanguards by themselves, Cat Butler to get in more drive checks and in-game pressure, and a slew of Grade 1 and 2 units to consistently rush the field, you get a deck that dishes out enormous pressure like a standard rush deck, but has the added bonus of having late-game killing potential with a restanding Vanguard. Now, there's really not a whole lot else left to this deck, so I'm just going to do commentary on the actual fight from now on. As you can see, I just got a critical trigger, and since I have so many Cat Butlers out, I could have put the critical on my Vanguard, and put the power on my rear guard, and kept attacking with my Vanguard until he hit. Now, if I had known that my opponent had 4 Grade 3s in hand, I probably would have done that. While it was nice that I was able to take such a dominating lead early, I probably could have finished it if I had taken a damage before. It was pretty annoying having to sit there with a Jack in my hand, knowing he's the Vanguard that I want to have out, and I have no counterblast to activate for me to be able to play him. Also, this is pretty funny. My opponent just killed themselves with the self-damager. Naturally, I let them take it back because I wanted to abuse my Cat Butlers, but still. And as you can see, they agree with me that it's probably not a good idea to kill yourself. So, being a Blaukluger player myself, there's no way in hell I'm letting this hit. Which is good, because I'd no longer be able to block it had I not done that. And now that I've finally taken some damage, I can finally use Jack. Okay, so now it's the start of my turn. I have 2 Jacks, enough counterblast to use both of them, and I have over 16k in every single row. He decides to take the first hit, and that seals his fate. And now we are entering every Vanguard player's worst nightmare. I am attacking him 4 times with my Vanguard. Every single time I get a drive check, and since I hit a trigger on the first one, every single one has bonus critical. Yeah, this is not going to end well for them. Now, for the deck list, we have Lionet Heat, who gives plus power. Plus power for any restanding Vanguards is great. Cat Butler lets you restand your Vanguard for only the cost of himself, which is stupid. We have 16 critical triggers because we are men. Claydoll Mechanic lets you unflip damage. It also works in conjunction with Oasis Girl. We also have Screamin' and Dancin' Announcer Shout, who lets you tap to discard and draw, and that lets you get out your Cat Butlers easier. Tough Boy because vanilla OP. Brutal Jack swings for 16k, and that's not factoring in his booster, so he's just an amazing Vanguard to have all game long, but he requires some counterblast, which is why we have that damage unflip. Cat Butler lets you swing for 14,000 power on his own, and that's just nuts for just being by himself. Hungry Dumpty lets you unflip more damage, and King of Sword is more vanilla beats, and vanilla OP.